Fun fact, months and months ago, I made the thumbnail that you see for this video. Just out of boredom, just out of curiosity, and just out of hope that one day he might come back. And here we are. What's happening, my fellow geeks and geekettes? Welcome to a brand new, very special, very exciting episode of Cosplay Chris. Now, as you can clearly tell, I have just woken up from slumber. I woke up to all these messages in my news feed, in my DMs of just one caption. He's back, he's back, he's back, he's back. And I was literally looking like this. Who the fuck's back? So once I woke up, got my shit together, had a proper look at all my messages, it says that Ben Affleck is returning as Batman in Andy Muschietti's Flash movie alongside Michael Keaton. I'm done. That's great. I never thought I would utter those words, and welcome to my ASMR. Today is a good day to be a Batman fan. So today's video is a quick little one on my thoughts, but before any of that, we also have some news on the Batman. Matt Reeves tweeted these two images from Jim Lee. It is of the Batman logo and also a rendition done by Jim Lee of Robert Pattinson as Batman. I really dig this look. I love the look of it, and I really hope that they can capture the suit looking like this on film, because we have seen the test footage of the suit and also photos of Pattinson standing by the Batmobile in the suit, and I just think this look here truly captures how the suit should look in all its badass glory. Secondly, I have the astute honor of being a part of DC FanDome, which I have been keeping secret for the longest time, but now the cat's out of the bag. I can finally talk about it. I'm going to be joined by the amazing Miss Danny Cosplay. Danny and I have been friends for quite some time, and we both had the opportunity to interview some of the costume designers from the DC films as well as the CW series. So plan A was for DC FanDome to be this coming weekend, the 23rd. It was going to run for 24 hours. But what Warner Brothers have decided to do is split it into two. That way everyone can tick everything off in terms of what they want to see, so they don't miss out on anything. So the segment that Danny and I are going to be a part of is DC Down Under, and celebrating all things DC related within Australia. So most notably like Aquaman, because Aquaman was filmed here up on the Gold Coast. And our segment is called Cosplay and Costumes. And that's where we're going to be interviewing three amazing women who are costume designers from the DC films and the CW series. And that is going to be on September 13th at 3 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be smashing the coffees that day. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to do. Can't wait for you guys to see it. And also this weekend with the Hall of Heroes with DC FanDome is going to be bananas, geeks and geekettes. There is going to be so much stuff to talk about after this weekend. So now that that's out of the way, let's talk about Ben Affleck returning as Batman. I had an inkling. It's like that kid in The Dark Knight Rises that Joseph Gordon-Levitt's talking to. The kid that's drawing the little chalk bat symbols on the concrete. He's hoping that Batman will come back. And I was that kid. And here we are, he's back. So I'm gonna read to you guys an article from Vanity Fair. Ben Affleck will return as Batman in The Flash. The Argo director's brooding Dark Knight is coming back for one more movie, with Affleck agreeing to return as Bruce Wayne in the upcoming big screen version of The Flash. I actually do like this part here. Portrayals of Batman always ignite furious debate among fans, and Affleck's selection for the part continues to provoke intense discussion. Some refuse to see him in the role from the very beginning, while others consider him an underrated favorite who deserved more chances to play the role on screen. That last line is so spot on and indicative of what a lot of us think and feel about his performance as Batman and just the way he was utilized as Batman. And that's why I'm so happy he's back, because I think this is his kind of underdog story that I was talking about in a previous video about Affleck's health and where he is now and his future as Batman. And that was actually the video where he officially stepped down as Batman. I think this is his way of also coming back and answering a lot of his critics, and I really hope it is, because the guy can act. The guy can act when he feels like it. He was an amazing Bruce Wayne in BVS. He was an amazing Batman in BVS, even though we only got a little tasted tidbit of him. To me, that was his showreel as Batman. We could see what this guy was capable of, and to put him in certain storylines with certain characters that are based off comic storylines would just be amazing. This does not interrupt the Batman filming starring Robert Pattinson, who remains the future of the franchise. The Flash movie, which is planned for release in summer 2022, will feature fast-moving hyperhero Barry Allen, played by Ezra Miller, breaking the bonds of physics to crash into various parallel dimensions where he'll encounter slightly different versions of DC's classic heroes. It's an adaptation of DC's 2011 Flashpoint series of comic book crossovers. Directed by Andy Muschietti, the filmmaker behind the recent adaptations of Stephen King's It and It Chapter 2. Batman has a dichotomy that is very strong, which is his masculinity, because of the way he looks and the imposing figure that he has, and his jawline, but he's also very vulnerable. That's a pretty good summary of Affleck's Batman. He knows how to deliver from the inside out, that vulnerability. He just needs a story that allows him to bring the contrast, that balance. Couldn't have said it better myself. Andy Muschietti is such an underrated director, so that's why I think he's going to be perfect for taking on something like this. Affleck won't be the only Batman making a comeback. A few more of the Ultimate Dimension heroes who turn up in the Flash movie will be key figures that we've seen before. Michael Keaton's Batman from the 1989 Tim Burton film is also set to appear in what Muschietti says was a substantial part. So also talking about Affleck coming back as Batman, Michael Keaton is supposedly coming back as Batman for the Flash movie. I think this is such a brilliant move by Warner Brothers. They're really listening to fans. They're really listening to what we're yearning for, what we wanted to initially see. Honing back to Affleck as Batman, we wanted to see more. We wanted to see him really prove himself. I don't mean to say really prove himself, but just really put him into these storylines and story arcs that we know and love, and just see him kick absolute ass in and out of that suit, whether he's Batman or Bruce Wayne. So the article is a pretty good read. It goes on and on, but it's pretty in-depth. It's pretty good. I'll leave the link in the video description. But basically, I just wanted to touch on that and just give my overall general thoughts and just with what's going on. And I did hold out hope for quite some time that Affleck would come back. And then photos started to leak out of Affleck out and about in LA, and he has a new partner now, and he looks very happy and he looks very healthy. The guy has trimmed down, he's buffed up, he's looking real healthy, happy. And that's why we were all thinking, something going on here. Are you training for something? Maybe to, I don't know, be in a bat suit? I don't know. Who knows? It was probably just him just getting back into shape and just getting his body and mind, to where he wants it to be. But obviously this has come along. From what I understand, he read the Flash script, or he was handed the Flash script a week or two ago, and he's since signed on, which is amazing. And I did notice he wasn't part of the DC fandom lineup in terms of the A-list celebrities that are going to be a part of it. And I thought that's a bit odd. It would have still been cool for him to come in, just have a little bit, maybe, pass the baton as Batman to Pattinson or whoever. But, things may change this weekend. Who knows? Because there is a Flash panel. So it's going to be interesting to see if Affleck will be a part of that. Obviously, Andy Muschietti will be a big part of that, as well as some of the other cast. But today is a good day to have a pulse, Geeks and Geekettes. I'm stoked. And I obviously understand that we all have our favorite Batman, whether it be Bale, Keaton, Clooney, Kilmer, Affleck, West, Kevin Conroy. It doesn't matter. Just we all have a favorite Batman. Affleck is definitely my favorite Batman. You guys know that. I love him through and through. And I just want to see him own the role the way he was supposed to back in, 2016 and 2017. Studio involvements happen, unfortunately, and I really hope that this is something that's going to be special for him and us fans. So guys, I know I rambled on a bit there. I'm just really geeking out this morning. I love waking up to this news, even though I'm like half awake, okay. But yeah, this has got me even more jonesing for DC fandom this weekend and the news that's going to come out. And then, from here forward, what to expect with Affleck's portrayal of Bruce Wayne and Batman, and how much we're going to see of Batman and Bruce Wayne, as well as Keaton's return, because Keaton's the OG, man. He's the fucking man. So guys, drop a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on Affleck's return as Batman, on Keaton's return as Batman, and ideally what do you want to see within this Flash movie? I know the Flashpoint storyline is very involved, quite disturbing, but in a brutally awesome way, and something I would love to see on screen. So guys, thank you so much as always for watching. Have a cracker of a weekend coming up with DC fandom. Get your snacks ready, get everything ready. We have a lot to talk about after this weekend. And also make sure you pencil in the 13th of September, 3 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time for DC Down Under, the costumes and cosplay segment featuring myself and the amazing Miss Danny Cosplay. Guys, Wherever you are in the world, have yourselves an absolute cracker of a day. I hope you're well, hope you're happy, be merry, be silly, and until next time, geeks, please always remember, very chuffed cosplayers do it best.